The European empires, the United States, the Industrial Revolution, the World Wars, and many things you know today were arguably all kicked off by one man, João Aviz I. This episode will biographize this man who is most responsible for taking Europe out of the medieval era. This one Portuguese person who was able to transform Portugal from just another kingdom to a superpower, like how the USA is today. So what are we waiting for? Let's go! João was born in 1357 to the Portuguese king Pedro, but he could not inherit the throne because he had a mother who was not his father's wife. Regardless of that, he was educated on the military from a very young age, and after his father died, his half-brother Ferdinand began his reign in 1367. Ferdinand lost 3 wars against what is now Spain, and Spanish dominance allowed the Spanish to join Ferdinand's daughter and King Juan I in matrimony, turning Portugal over to Spain, which the Portuguese don't like. Everyone knew Ferdinand couldn't live forever, and eventually Spain would gain Portugal, unless they started a new dynasty. Really, only one man could do this, João Aviz I. Before he could rule, João had to gain support and defeat the Spanish militarily. Ferdinand, João's brother, died in 1383, and to gain popularity, João had the unpopular João Fernandes killed. Also, this man, after Ferdinand's death, was the lover of Ferdinand's wife. This assassination made everyone, including a Nuno Alvarez, love João. Except Spain, who in 1384 responded twice, ultimately besieging Lisbon. The Portuguese would have surrendered, if not for Portugal temporarily lifting the siege and the Black Death paying Spain a visit. The Spanish left, and at the same time, Nuno Alvarez became João's sidekick. Nevertheless, the people lost faith, but not João. João had to do the impossible, defeat the Spanish. So Spain and France are friendly, and France and England are not friendly, especially in the 100 Years' War. So he appealed to England for archers, and in 1386 would make an alliance. But his half-brother also made an English ally, but failed. Why would João succeed? Because he chose a better battlefield, a hill between Lisbon and Spain near Aljubarrota. He also added ditches to the hill to hamper the Spanish as they climbed. So even though there were some hiccups in this plan, he narrowly won because the Spanish thought that King Juan I died in battle, so they fled. João followed this quickly with the Battle of Valverde. João Aviz I now led a new, powerful country. His Spanish conflict continued as a border skirmish, and it ended in 1411. João got married in 1387 to Filipa, the child of John of Gaunt, who was going to have a big role in the War of the Roses. But anyway, he had children. Duarte would be the next king. Pedro would be a regent for Duarte's son. Henrique the Navigator would be a prince that aided exploration. And João had 2 notable daughters that helped him in diplomacy with the Low Countries and helped found a future Portuguese dynasty. He also decentralized power, lessened church power, and made the title Duke. Most importantly, he captured Ceuta in 1415, which brought more trade than ever before. João allowed many things to happen. For instance, his capture of that North African port not only allowed direct access to the Mediterranean, but also inspired Spain to start capturing non-European land in order to combat Portugal. This capturing of land led to the European empires as everyone grabbed land to combat others. And one of these empires lost some certain 13 colonies, and a lot of other stuff consequently happened. So why didn't Portugal do this earlier? It's partly because they needed to focus on the reconquer in Iberia from Islam, and after Islam, they couldn't overpower Spain, who would prohibit Portuguese expansion. Only after standing up could they change the world.